Which one is the best vegetable for harvesting?
Well, every vegetable has its harvest time. Now, sometimes that harvest time might be when the tomato's red, and that's fairly fixed. With carrots, you might want to harvest them when they're a bit smaller or when they're a bit bigger. Or with beans, you might want to harvest the tips before they've even turned into beans. And the flowers are really tasty too. So harvest time can vary. Like this celery here, have a look at this celery. Like at the moment, it doesn't look like a big stick of celery because to get that to happen, what you have to do is wrap some paper around that and tie it up, and then that forces the stems to grow straight and they go more yellow than green. But you can still use this celery like that. You can use it in juice, you can chop it up, so it's still good, but it's about the harvest time. You know, everything has different harvest times. Mint we can harvest all the time. Lettuces, rather than pull the whole lettuce out, have you heard of repeat harvest? That means you just take the lower leaves. You just go snip, 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 but keep the plant growing and it'll just keep going like that. So there's lots of different ways we can approach our harvest. But the key thing to remember is we grow the soil grows the plants produce flowers, the flowers become fruit and vegetables, we harvest the fruit and vegetables, we take the scraps, turn them into compost, put it back into the soil, and then the soil grows what?
Into more plants.
And the more plants become?
More compost. Yeah.
Do you get the circle? Look at these. You see these? These are all seeds. So these are going to dry out and then they'll explode and you'll get these growing back next year and the year after and the year after. That's the best part about nature. Let's have a look. Let me have a look here. If I go like that with my thumb. They're tiny little black seeds.
Those things.
See there? See all the seeds? Well, they're green at the moment. Once they're black, they're ready. Yeah, like little tiny little peas.
Oh, wow.
What do you think's the best thing about picking something fresh from the garden?
Because then you get to eat it.
And when it's fresh, what's the difference?
It'll be more yummier. And it's good.
and
fresh.
And good and fresh. And if you've grown it at home, what does that mean? You haven't had to what?
Buy it from the supermarket.
Yeah. And if it gets, how does it get to the supermarket?
It's from a farm.
Yeah, and then how do they get from the farm to the supermarket?
They drive to the farm.
Yeah, that's right, which is a lot of energy to put them in trucks. And whereas if you're growing it in your backyard,
you just pull it out, wash it, then eat it.
Okay, I want you to turn your noses on, close your eyes, kneel down, and we're going to put our sense of smell into gear. Close your eyes, and are you ready? Just let me rub this plant. Let me rub this plant.
Okay.
And then...
It's a plant, yes.
And then I want you to tell me what you smell.
Basil.
What is it?
It's basil.
Yeah,
Smells like pesto pasta.
Smells like pesto pasta. Exactly. Now, basil's a great one. Really easy to harvest. You keep repeat harvesting it. And look at all the flowers. Who's going to love all the flowers? Jaden, who's going to love the flowers?
The bees.
That's right. Now, the other one that we've got here that is a question of harvest, the tomatoes. You know the most important thing about harvest?
Is when they're ripe.
And what does that mean? What do you have to do?
Wait.
Exactly. You got to wait. Because look at these tomatoes. Are they ready? No. Look at them.
They're green.
They're green. There's a couple of, look at this. This
orange.
one's a little orange. That's getting a bit closer.
Avocados.
Yeah, well, these are egg. These are egg tomatoes.